When I die, bury me deep. Lay two speakers at my feet. Wrap some headphones around my head and rock and roll me when I'm dead.
Just kidding. I'm not actually dead. It's called editing. Fooled you, idiot. Listen here, soy boy. Facts don't care about your feelings, and you better get ready, because this video is metal as fuck! Do you want to get the goth GF of your dreams? Well, you're at the right video. There's so much testosterone in this movie that they named it fucking Mandy! They need to equalize it with a woman's name! God! Sorry about that. Got a little bit heated there for a second. Wow, I am so uncomfortable. Let me just adjust my pillow here.
You see when you clear the blood away.
Much better. That weird quote that you heard me recite in the beginning of this video is from the beginning of the movie Mandy. I mean, maybe it's symbolic of the death metal aesthetic of the film. If you take the quote at face value, it makes 0 sense when you compare it to the movie. The text is also strangely blurry, like they put it in really small and then stretched it out. I'm not sure if that was a stylistic choice. It was directed by Panos Cosmatos, which is a pretty cool name, if I'm being honest. It kind of sounds like the name of a Greek god that nobody cared about. When you watch Hercules, he's one of the guys in the background. So Panos wrote and directed another film called Beyond the Black Rainbow. It was released in 2010. I watched it about a month ago with my brother, and throughout most of the film I was crawling in my skin, partially because of how weird it is, and partially because of how goddamn slow paced it is. Some scenes felt like they were 10 minutes longer than they should have been. Visually, it's stunning, and there's ominous music playing throughout the entire movie. Mandy suffers from some of the same problems that Beyond the Black Rainbow suffered from, but not as much. I like Mandy a lot more. And it's not only because it stars Nicolas Cage in the lead role. And get this, Nicolas Cage's acting in this movie is good. It's really good.
Do you have a favorite Nicolas Cage movie?
Yes, it's Vampire's Kiss. Yeah, that's my favorite Nick performance.
L-M-N-O-P-Q-R-S-T-U-V-W-X-Y-Z! That was a good one.
I can't help but feel like Panos' work is influenced heavily by older sci-fi flicks such as 2001: A Space Odyssey and old-school horror films like Hellraiser. So it starts with Nicolas Cage the lumberjack cutting down some trees. He flies away in a helicopter and rejects beer from his buddy. Kinda rude. There's an artistic scene of Mandy smoking that good shit and showing some of her pretty snazzy art. This creature in particular kind of reminds me of something we sell at alienclothing.com.
Shameless plug.
I'm sorry guys, I can't keep plugging my merch at the end of the video because then only like 40% of people see it. If there's anything I learned from Jake Paul...
By the way, you can buy this shirt there too, and this hat.
Then we get a scene of Nicolas Cage driving home. His character in this movie is named Red Miller, so for the most part, I'm going to be referring to him as Red. Red then turns off the radio of Ronald Reagan saying something about Americans disapproving of pornography and abortion.
An overwhelming majority of Americans disapprove of pornography, abortion.
Not sure what this has to do with the rest of the movie. Maybe because a lot of the characters in this movie should have been aborted. Then there's this super fancy title card that looks like it belongs in the movie Frozen. Either that or like A Christmas Carol or something. So Red comes home to greet Mandy, and he says this.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada who?
Eric Estrada from Chips.
What the hell? That's so random. In the next scene, they're in bed talking about planets and stars. This is the only scene in any movie ever that I can think of that shows Nicolas Cage's awkward bendy thumb in all its glory.
But the way he's rubbing her with his thumb over and over and over and over and over again.
I mean, my thumb kind of does that, but his thumb's really long. Then Red says something about Galactus, the Marvel character.
I like Galactus.
Galactus isn't a planet.
Yeah, but he eats planets.
As far as a wider audience goes, he's pretty obscure, so it's kind of weird that they would put that in this movie and expect audiences to know what they're talking about. Yeah, the character Galactus. Yeah. And during this scene, the subtitles say, woof, 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 when he's doing this chomp chomp thing. This sequence is pretty cool. It shows a pretty night sky that fades into day. Then it shows Red and Mandy out on a boat floating on a lake. The water then fades into fire, and we have a weird scene of Red staring at Mandy, almost as if they both know that a terrible fate awaits them. Also, Mandy's right iris is huge for some reason. In the next scene, Mandy's walking through the woods and finds a dead fawn. This scene shows the death of something innocent and defenseless, which is a reoccurring theme in this movie. Then it shows Red and Mandy in bed. She tells him a story about a time when she was young and almost peer pressured to kill a starling. There are a lot of satanic elements in this next sequence. From the voice of Mandy as she reads a passage from her book,
A ghostly emerald light.
to the brooding red color that drenches the scene, to the dark and melancholy music. Panos does a great job creating an atmosphere in order to make you feel a certain way. In this scene, Mandy catches a glimpse of the man that will change her life forever, and not for the better. The scene ends with a still of Mandy's face. It's supposed to show how this image is etched into this guy's mind. Each title card gets more sinister as the movie progresses. Then we get a scene of Jeremiah. He's speaking to his acolytes about how he needs the girl he saw walking on the side of the road. According to Panos, he's supposed to represent the most toxic aspects of the male ego.
Because of the horrors of the male ego as personified by Linus Roach, he sees Mandy and decides that he needs to possess her, as he feels he's entitled to possess all things that he desires.
Someone whose ego is so bloated that they expect everything from the world to be delivered to them without question. Kind of like some other people I can think of. And just like any religious cult leader, Jeremiah is very charismatic, and he's very out there with his delivery.
Please. Just be quiet and go fetch me Brother Swan.
What the fuck is happening? I don't like whatever's happening. It's making me very uncomfortable.
This woman's name is Marlene, and Jeremiah treats her very poorly. Maybe it's because she's older and not sexually fulfilling to him anymore. Who knows? Unlike the younger sister Lucy, so Marlene tries to prove herself to Jeremiah by finding this mysterious girl, and she does. They don't tell us how. She stumbles upon her working at a convenience store. I mean, maybe it wasn't that hard to find her because where they are is kind of desolate. There's not a lot of people there. They have a really awkward back and forth, and then Mandy tells her the area where she lives. So in the next scene, Brother Swan uses a satanic horn thing to summon a demon biker gang to find Mandy and bring her back to them.
That guy's wearing Dark Souls armor. You know what I'm talking about?
But they won't do it unless they give him this like jar of raspberry jam or something. I don't know what it is. It's like satanic jam. They drink it and they like it. It's like, ooh. Oh, and they also want to sacrifice.
Blood for blood.
This inbred guy sitting in the passenger seat is kind of weird.
His face. What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
So the biker gang finds and kidnaps Red and Mandy. Mandy wakes up tied to a chair, and Marlene gives her a little eye drop thing, and she has a gigantic wasp sting her in the neck.
It's like an insect, like a wasp or something.
Oh no.
It's a wasp.
Hold still.
Oh jeez. What's so big?
What the fuck? It's huge! Ah!
Holy shit! What the fuck?
I like to call that the cherry on top.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, apparently these things exist, right? Look at this shit. What the fuck? Look at how big these are. Look at how big their stingers are. What the hell? It's like a little knife. Lucy and Marlene lead Mandy to the rest of the group. Jeremiah starts blabbering away in his DBZ robe. Then Jeremiah gets a little bit annoyed that the girl that just got stung by a gigantic wasp in her neck 5 minutes prior won't pay attention to him.
Look at me!
I'm surprised she's not fucking dead. The batshit insane cult leader then plays a song that he wrote that's about him, you know, about how great he is. Sad. He then starts talking about how, oh, that world of glitz and glamour wasn't for him. Basically, he's a failed musician.
You know, I was ready to stand tall with the great, grand, glittering ones, but those scumbags couldn't recognize a golden, radiant light even as it was cast right down upon them.
And he found God, and God showed him a greater path. Basically, you don't have to do shit to get people to love you. You just are. Apparently, God connected with him on a personal level. He was like, yo, Jeremiah, you the shit, man. If you want something, just take it, bro. It's yours. You're not insane, bro. Rape whoever you want, kill whoever you want, just do it, bro. All right. Peace out. Then there's an interesting scene of Jeremiah speaking to Mandy. Their faces start fading in and out of one another. It's pretty trippy. Drugs, bro. Then Jeremiah whips his dick out. I'm serious, he actually does.
Oh God, don't show us your dick, please.
Oh God, no! Then Mandy laughs at the size of it while he jerks off in fury. She's able to see through his facade, despite him having all these followers, despite her being high as fuck, and just being stung by a massive wasp, and despite the fact that she's kidnapped and has no idea where Red is. She can't help but find humor in the way that he expects people to love him instantly for no reason at all. When she sees him start to be affected by her laughter, she takes advantage of his damaged ego and really goes ham. Then we see Jeremiah start to tear at the seams. He's seen desperately trying to reach out to God for an answer.
Tell me what to do, tell me what to do.
Then God answers through his lips saying, never doubt yourself.
Don't ever doubt yourself.
Just take the belt out when you want a sandwich.
So then Jeremiah really proves how insane he is. He gets this weird idea to go to Red, who's chained up outside, and he risks the life of Lucy in order to prove that the devotion of his followers is unwavering. Why? Why do this to Red, of all people? Shouldn't you be doing this to Mandy, who just humiliated you in front of everyone? Then Brother Goose takes out a huge knife that he won from defeating a boss in World of Warcraft.
This is the tainted blade of the pale night, straight from the abyssal lair.
I guess demonic shit in this world glows green. So then Jeremiah basically compares himself to Jesus. He then stabs Red with the WoW blade. What a dickhead. Jeremiah then says something about a chemist. When I first watched this movie, I was so goddamn confused.
We wasted the chemist's finest on your whore.
A lot of the stuff in this movie makes a lot more sense when you watch it a second time. So then they bring Mandy out in a bag and burn her in front of Red. Nick Cage's acting in this scene is phenomenal. A lot of people say that Nick Cage fell off and he only takes shitty roles now. I personally think he's a hit or miss actor. Sometimes he's super cringy and he overacts. Sometimes he hits the nail right on the head. And in this movie, he's perfect. Honestly, I think this scene would be a lot more impactful if we knew it was Mandy. They don't show us her face or anything. They could have showed them bringing her outside and then putting her in the bag and then burning it. We have no way of knowing that it's Mandy. We just kind of have to assume that it is. Jeremiah could have burned some random girl in that bag and kept Mandy for himself. This dude's fucking face. Where the hell did Jeremiah find these two brainlets anyway? Fucking each other in a mobile home with their mom watching? So Jeremiah's cult of inbreds leave. Red somehow pulls his hand free of the barbed wire that held him there. Ouch. His face in this scene is hilarious. Like he's on his way home from getting his wisdom teeth pulled or something. What follows is a morbid scene of Red staring at Mandy's ashes. Well, what we can only assume are Mandy's ashes. So Red finds his way home somehow. He watches this weird commercial on the TV about a cheddar goblin. It's so weird and random, but I love it.
Goblin was rated #1 3 years in a row. Cheddar Goblin by Davey. It's
So thanks, Casper, for that inclusion. I bet when they were in the middle of making this movie, Casper came to Panos and he was like, dude, I just made this really funny commercial. And then Panos was like, that is funny. Let's put that in. So Red goes to sleep and he has this animated nightmare. I actually love the decision to include animation during the dream sequences. So then Red goes into his bathroom and starts pounding a bottle of liquor. He's upset the poop won't come out. Don't worry, bro, we've all been there. So then Red goes to his friend's place where he kept his crossbow that he named the Reaper, like he's a 12-year-old crafting a weapon in Skyrim for the first time or something. And are you sure the crossbow is the Reaper and not your friend? Because your friend is freaky as fuck, especially with the lighting that they chose in this scene. So this guy tells Red that the satanic biker gang are called the Black Skulls. I know, this movie is like straight out of Hot Topic. Apparently this biker gang is fucked up because they were given a really bad batch of LSD. It still doesn't explain the whole ritualistic horn thing. I would have liked it more if these were just like demons, like Hellspawn, but hey. So then Red randomly becomes a blacksmith and he starts crafting his own Fortnite pickaxe. No, but seriously, he practically makes a Daedric battle axe from Skyrim. Like it's straight out of an H.R. Geiger drawing. If you Google fantasy battle axe, there's almost a replica of the exact axe that he makes. You know that nerdy kid at your school named Leroy with the thick glasses and the lisp? Be nice to him, because he's got a closet full of weapons just like this one. So then we finally get the Mandy title screen. 1 hour and 15 minutes into this movie. That's gotta be a record for the longest intro ever. And this is when the movie starts to get metal as fuck! Red finds the Black Skulls just riding around, minding their own business. And he shoots one of them right off their bike with a crossbow. That's a pretty good shot, dude. And if that wasn't enough, he drives his car straight into him. Little did he know that doing this is pretty much the equivalent of driving directly into a boulder. Seriously, what the fuck? Is this dude the Juggernaut from X-Men? Then there's another dream sequence with boobies. Then Red wakes up imprisoned. Again. Only this time it's by the Black Skulls and his left hand is nailed to the floor. Talk about shitty luck, dude. And how did his hand get nailed to the floor without him waking up? He must have been really passed out. Oh, and what about the stab wound from earlier? It just healed? Maybe the WoW blade is like a lightsaber, you know? You stab him and it cauterizes the wound as soon as you stab him because it's glowing green. It has the green glow. It's really hot. It's a hot knife. Jeremiah should use it to get some views on YouTube. So the Black Skull that's guarding Red starts punching him and gurgling. And then this happens.
You're a vicious snowflake.
That line was so weird.
Why the fuck did he say that? That's so random. Why would that, out of everything? When he just turns into Tyler Durden? Pretty convenient that there's a black hole of death directly to his left. Red finds some body armor and a box cutter in this room, and then he leaves. What follows is a scene that is reminiscent of the bear scene. You know, that really creepy one from The Shining? Red then finds a elderly couple dead, and the old guy has blood all over his ass. I have many questions. Red enters another room and finds another Black Skull watching porn and snorting coke. And he has a huge blade cock. So metal! Oh, so that's what happened to the elderly couple. Ah. So this dude was riding a motorcycle with that big blade on his dick. Must have a custom bike. So the Black Skull and Red get into a little bit of a scuffle.
Oh god.
Maybe you shouldn't scream when you're about to stab someone.
The Black Skull falls over and his dick gets stuck in the floor. So Red slices his throat with the box cutter and blood just starts pouring onto his face like a waterfall. He just takes it and smiles like a girl surrounded by 20 dicks in a porn or something. Give me that paycheck! Hey kids, you wanna hear a joke? What's the color of blood? Get it? Another Black Skull enters the room and misses Red with a shotgun from like 4 feet away. Then Red breaks his neck with a smile.
What?
What the fuck? Did he seriously just miss? You ripped my shirt.
Looks like he could do with some counseling. He then snorts some coke off of a piece of broken glass, finds his Hot Topic axe, and the Reaper. What's the axe's name then? The insurance? Red finds a jar of that jelly that the bikers drank in the beginning of the movie, and he takes a little bit of a taste. Let's try some, why not? It's not like he has anything to lose. This scene is awesome. He then finds another black skull just chilling near a burning car. He shoots it with the Reaper, it does dick, so it's time for the insurance to make its debut. Yeah! When defeated, the black skull says, "She's still burning, she's burning." But he's like gurgling it. So Red wouldn't really understand what he's saying anyway, but he does, and he gets pissed. Red lights a cigarette with the burning head of his victim. Okay, now this is epic. Red sees this huge tower thing, so he goes towards it, and it just so happens that a Bond villain is there. Sorry, I meant the chemist. So this is the guy that made the drugs that fucked up the biker gang, and he's got a pet tiger named Lizzie. I'm guessing Red is supposed to be a personification of a tiger that was just released from captivity, because the tiger, when it's released, doesn't care about Red. Oh, and Red was also wearing a tiger shirt earlier, so... Hey, Jesus gives the chemist's dick a little bit of a rub and tug, and then he tells Red to head north. You gonna say anything? Or... North. This is when I play the song Please Head North by Transit, but I'm not sure if any of you would understand that reference. After traveling for a while and having another animated dream, he finally finds Jeremiah's little encampment. He stakes out the road leading to the church. He kills Brother Swan by putting the butt end of the axe into his mouth. And I love when he first takes him out of the car, he's like, "Ow, you hurt me."
You're hurting.
Lucy's there, but Red just kind of ignores her and leaves. He takes out one of the inbred kids by throwing the battle axe through the air into his head.
That's a nice throw.
He then finds a chainsaw. This is where his history as a lumberjack comes into play. Except not, because he can't start it for some reason. And he walks towards one of the guys while he's trying to start the chainsaw. Like, why don't you start it first and then go towards them? And of course, this dude pulls out a jumbo-sized chainsaw.
It's fucking huge! Look how long that thing is!
Where do you even buy a chainsaw that long? What the hell? This kind of reminds me of that scene from Crocodile Dundee.
Nick, give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Red finds a chain and uses it to lasso the guy's neck. He pulls him down onto one of the chainsaws.
Are you kidding me?
Ghost Rider callback, anyone? Then Red enters the pyramid church thing. He finds this hatch in the floor, he goes down, and he finds Marlene. Then she starts blabbering about how she's good in bed. I'm serious.
Jeremiah says, I'm the most sensual lover
cool.
Sensitivity and my empathy. I can anticipate my lover's every move.
What the hell?
So then we see Jeremiah in this big open room. Red throws Marlene's head at him and he freaks out. This scene is really cool because there's a red light that pulses in and out. It's kind of like a heartbeat almost. It really helps to raise the tension of the scene. And for whatever reason, Red sounds like a demon.
The psychotic drowns where the mystic swims.
I mean, it's metal, so it passes, as long as it's fucking metal. At this moment, Jeremiah knows that he's fucked, but he still tries to prop himself up above Red for some reason, as if belittling him will make him leave out of shame. There are moments when you can see Jeremiah reveal himself for the person that he really is. The pitiful man deep down inside that needs people's love and attention to feed his ego. He's so fucked in the head that he always resorts back to his god complex. At one point, when he realizes that his life is pretty much over, he's like, "I'll suck your dick, man."
By my head. I'll blow you, man.
Red then squishes his head. This is so epic. Alexa, play Cannibal Corpse. You gotta be pretty strong to do that, but I'm pretty sure that if someone killed my wife, I'd find the strength to squish their head too, so. So then Red burns the place down. We then get a glimpse into the past, when Red met Mandy. As he's driving away, he imagines her in the passenger seat.
Oh my god. That's scary.
Just look at that smile. As Red drives away, the camera pans up to reveal a world that is unlike our own. Maybe it's supposed to be symbolic of how his mind changed throughout the movie, and then the movie ends. There's no music at the end, which I thought was kind of odd. Shouldn't there be metal? Although blackness and nothingness is the most metal thing there is. So, maybe that's why. All in all, this movie isn't perfect, but I like it a lot. It has a lot of character. Johan Johansson did a great job with the composition. I think the combination of the music, the animation, Nicolas Cage, and all the cool color schemes, all this stuff really helps separate this movie from other revenge stories like it. It's definitely not a movie that I'll forget anytime soon, and I'm looking forward to whatever madness Panos has planned for us in the future. I know I normally make videos on things that I think are bad, so we can cringe at them and whatever, but I legitimately like this movie, and I think it's good to make videos on things that I actually like from time to time. If there's a movie that you guys would like me to watch and maybe make a video on, let me know in the comments below. Oh, and if you want this amazing pillow, I'll put a link in the description for where you can buy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!